Hey everybody, I'm Lynn Petrak, Senior Editor of Progressive Grocer, and welcome to Top Women in Grocery. It's a podcast that focuses on the trends, topics, and interests that move women forward in grocery retail. We spotlight extraordinary women in our industry who have successful careers and interesting lives and who make a positive impact on their workplaces and communities. And we today have one of our TWIG Hall of Famers. So you're in for a special treat. We welcome Mary Frances Trucco, Director of Communications, Public Affairs, and Government Relations at the Jewel-Osco Division of Albertsons. Welcome, Mary Frances.
Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
Awesome. We can't wait to get right into this. But before we do, a little bit more background on you so our audience gets to know you. Mary Frances, as I mentioned, is Division Lead for Communications, Government Relations, and Public Affairs at Jewel-Osco, which encompasses more than 32,000 employees, 189 stores, and a distribution center. She handles community outreach efforts that include volunteer activities and donations, and leads the Jewel-Osco We Care Foundation. Jewel-Osco is also the only retailer with a mascot, JoJo, I've met, and Mary Frances earned positive media coverage around JoJo. Her work last year impressed our Top Women in Grocery judges as she increased the number of charitable grants distributed from the Jewel-Osco Foundation by 40% year over year, and supported more than 550 local organizations and events to demonstrate commitment to local communities. She walks the walk in her personal life as well. She gives her time to Misericordia Heart of Mercy Home in Chicago. It's a home for the developmentally disabled, and to local food banks. Her past experiences include a time as a broadcast journalist with CBS Radio in Chicago and Director of Communications for the Illinois State Treasurer's Office. She is a graduate of the George Washington University. So let's get going, Mary Frances.
All right, let's do it.
So we love that. I really think you're the first Hall of Fame winner that we've had on here. So you really impress our judges with your focus on Jewel-Osco's charitable works. So what are some recent highlights for you or programs that you're particularly excited about?
We have had so many here at Jewel-Osco. I have to tell you, one of the big ones that we just completed was Moments, M-O-M-E-N-T-S. It was the brainchild of our marketing director, Tina Brown. It's the second year that we did it. She created all of it, and she's also a TWIG winner, I have to say, to mention that as well, too. But so it has been a wonderful, wonderful program. And basically what we did is that, or she did, I should say, the company did, is we want to celebrate moms. So for the second year, they put it out there. We worked with vendors and that moms that need to be pampered, need to be celebrated. Anyone who knows a mom like that or someone who's a grandma, whatever, go ahead and submit their name. And then there were 100 women who were joined recently at the Four Seasons to be celebrated, to be pampered, in addition to winning prizes and gift cards. And in addition to that, every nominee that was submitted, $1 went to Wings. The Wings program, which is based in the Chicagoland area, and it is an organization that helps women who are victims of domestic violence. And so we have really leaned into Wings over the last couple of years, stocking their safe house, their pantry safe house, working through the foundation, through Women's History Month, giving donations that way. So we are really leaning into Wings. That's a big organization that we are working with. And as you said, partnered with Moments. We work with Humble Design, which is a hyper-local organization as well, too. Jewel-Osco focuses on hyper-local organizations, nonprofits, as you will, we can give back. So Humble Design is an organization that works with formerly homeless families and individuals who secure housing. And we do day of services with them, stock the pantry, and go ahead and refurbish their home. And they move in and we do an unveiling. It's really wonderful. Also, Back to School America, which is also Chicago-based, that is donating school supplies. And then those school supplies are put into kits and they're given to kids over in the South and West Sides, low-income communities. So those are just some of them, including, and I should mention also as well, too, is the Salvation Army. Salvation Army, we've been long-term partners with, working with them in terms of donating food, working when the migrants were here, donating gift cards, helping them out, formula diapers, which they were so in need of. So there's so many great organizations that we work with out there, and they continue to reach out to Jewel-Osco because that is what we do, being out in the community as much as we can. And we just do everything we can. So those are some of the things that are really, really exciting for us.
And you do such a great job with visibility. And I can say that because I live part-time of the year in Chicago, the Chicagoland area. I shop at Jewel-Osco part of the time. And the funny thing is, it's the Jewel-Osco that I grew up at, a block away or two from my house. And I've seen these kind of community outreach messages because now I'm looking for them at that Jewel. So you do such a great job bringing it down to the store level, doing, kind of promotional things around the area that people can see. And that's very purposeful, isn't it?
We absolutely do, because not only, are we doing these individual events that we partnership with organizations, we have the pin pad campaigns. We have, 10 a year. We also do holiday bucks where our stores, all 189 stores, thanks to our customers, they help purchase food, if you will, and they're given to either local food pantries or the churches, whatever. It's chosen by the stores. So we are always out there. We also give tens of millions of pounds of food away annually to our 5 major food banks in the area. So we are always working to help those in need and work with our communities and give back to our communities, because thanks to our customers, we're the number one grocery company, I should say, in the area. So we always give back. We will always continue to give back.
And it's part of your culture. I mean, it was a big milestone year for you last year for an anniversary. How has giving back always been a part of the culture, dating back to the earliest days?
It's just always been ingrained in part of our business ethics, if you will, here at Jewel-Osco. Again, our customers are the reason that we are so successful. So we always will continue to give back to where we can. We remain, as we say, the money that we raise we give back to our local communities. Everything is local. I cannot stress that enough. And so because the need is so great out there. And so it will always be part of what we do here at Jewel-Osco. And we're always looking for new organizations, and we find them every year working through the Jewel-Osco Foundation that we can give back. And so you see that. And when we did our 125th anniversary, there was so many activations. We gave away so much prizes and gifts and all that, and gave back to the community because of so much they've done for us over the last 125 years.
There's a special affinity for Jewel. I mean, every town has it, every state has it, every region has it. But maybe it's probably me because that was mine. But boy, people are loyal to Jewel.
Absolutely. 125 years, we have 189 stores. We have great stores. We have wonderful customer service. We have very dedicated customers to our stores for those reasons. Great customer service, everything we can offer. And we will continue to do that, working with the communities, working through the foundation. We have long-term employees that have been here 20, 30, 40, 50 years because they make friends with their customers. They are friends with each other. And that's important. They consider Jewel-Osco family.
Absolutely. And your job's probably so fun because you get to meet those long-term associates. You get to hear their stories and their team members. You get to hang out with JoJo. But having fun is part of what you do, even though you're doing such great work. It's fun work too. Have you found that?
Oh, absolutely. It's the reason you want to go to work every day, right? You want to find a job where it's fun. And there's always something going on here at Jewel in terms of not only in the stores, helping our customers, within our corporate office as well, too, here. Always something exciting, new programs, new projects that are going on, which, again, makes us so successful. So we want to give back to the community. We want to work with our customers. We want to give our customers what they need. And that's what we continue to do. That's what we continue to focus on. So, and, in the meantime, too, I've made some really strong, great friends here at Jewel-Osco in the years that I've been here. And I'm so thankful for it.
And you work with a lot of organizations, and you've probably gotten to know it's kind of a tight-knit group of organizations, and there's so many of them in Chicago. They probably come to you, you go to them, you work with everyone from Chicago Bears and other sports teams, government leaders, groups like Skills for Chicagoland. So if you had advice for other people in the grocery industry, or maybe other people in community outreach roles or comms roles, what advice do you have for them as they seek out partners? Because there's so many people to help. So how do you kind of determine who to work with, Mary Frances?
We have pillars that come from our foundation. So obviously hunger, veterans, cancer, people with disability, education. So those are the pillars that we focus on when we look at organizations. And, a relationship is everything. And it is, picking up the phone. It is going to meet somebody in person and having a conversation with them. Absolutely, email works, obviously. But in my world, and my belief is picking up the phone, having a conversation. That is how you develop strong relationships. And they become stronger and stronger, especially with organizations that meet your pillars. And so that's what I've done over the years. Even working with lawmakers, because lawmakers too, they help you out where they can, and we help them out where they can as well, right? Because we all want to work together to make our communities better. So it's a matter of going to meet with them if you can, um, building relationships. I cannot stress that enough.
And I would imagine you've worked with notable figures, celebrities, sports stars, government officials, that they also kind of all in on wanting to help and encourage you
Absolutely.
to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And we appreciate the partnerships.
And do the store associates, how do you engage store associates to also get involved? Do you do things outside store hours, or how do you kind of make it that, again, part of the broader culture within the people who work for Jewel-Osco?
Well, we encourage associates to volunteer. They're well aware of activities that go on, volunteer opportunities. We also have a culture within Jewel-Osco. We have associate resource groups. We have 5 different associate resource groups. And it's, obviously the reason behind it is to help with mentorship, to build their careers, to develop friendships, to get an understanding of the organizations we work with. And there's volunteer opportunities through these associate resource groups. So those have really grown here at Jewel-Osco. We're really, really proud of them. And everyone, I can tell you, who has been part of these associate resource groups, they have made friends. They have helped their careers blossom. They have mentorship. And so those will continue forever.
And mentorship is just so important. Do you have someone in your career that mentored you, maybe within retail, maybe within your time in broadcast or your time in government? Are there any mentors that stand out to you, and do you try to kind of pay that forward too?
Absolutely. The mentors are the leadership here at Jewel-Osco. They're the ones who have developed me through the last couple of years that I've been here. Absolutely. And you got to appreciate that. And so I have, we have our president of our company is a huge supporter of women, which is wonderful. All of our leadership is supporters of women and men, and everybody here at the company. And they want to help develop you at Jewel-Osco, which is the reason our associates stay for so long, because there's so many opportunities here to move your careers forward.
And do you have anything maybe that's coming up in the next few months, or anything for 2025 that you're working on right now through the foundation or through some of your other work that's maybe a little bit different, or maybe a continuation of something?
We continue to seek out more organizations, that local organizations that we want to work with, right? So it's anything that falls under our pillars. So we've got a lot of planning, a lot of stuff in the pipelines here that we are working on. So it's I guess I would tell you that you kind of wait and see all these great promotions that we have going on there for our customers and for our organizations.
And one thing I love too about what you do at the individual store level, I mean, they're like snowflakes. No two stores are alike. And I've been to the grand opening that you had in the fall. I was just in a store in River Forest where you had Jeff Morrow from the Food Network come in.
Right.
So you really do things in the individual store level because they're so unique too, right?
Oh, we absolutely do. We have, our ethnic group as well too. Our ethnic focus on our products, right? So we just celebrated Black History Month. We have Hispanic Heritage Month. We have the Lunar Celebration we just celebrated. So we have Polish History Month. We also have Italian History Month. So we have all of those that we do something at the store level and offer our customers all kinds of benefits around that.
And it's probably fun for you to get out to the stores too. I think it's one thing to work at the corporate office, but then when you get out into the stores, you probably feel that energy.
Absolutely, we do, and our customers feel the energy. And when we have these events in stores, it's always offering up more to our customers what we can. And our vendors are out there as well too. So you find products that you possibly wouldn't have tried before, but the vendor is out there because we've got these promotions going on, and then it works really, really well. It's a great partnership.
And Jojo goes to these events. I got to high five Jojo. I'm sure you hang out with Jojo.
Jojo is so popular. I can't even tell you. I mean, hugely popular. It's requested everywhere.
So ask you that. Yeah.
Right. Gender neutral. So, it's, but very, very popular, very, very engaging, and we love it. And so whenever, that we do some type of media interviews, especially if Jojo can be there, oh my gosh, the host loves it.
I love it. And is it true? Are you the only retailer to have a mascot, or one of?
Only retailer that I'm aware of in the Chicagoland area that has a mascot. So, which is why it's so popular. You should see, we're in stores. just as you said, they want to high five JoJo all the time. They take photos.
Yeah.
It's great. We have cakes in our bakery department that looks like JoJo. We have merchandise that we sell that is JoJo. I
Yeah.
mean, there is stuff that's got JoJo related we've got merch that we sell. It's just great.
I love that. I love that. It gets people excited, and it's funny because you get kids, but I think you get adults that kind of lost touch with their inner kid when you see like a mascot.
You should see the adults who want to photograph all the time. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. And then you get to hang out at one of the bars, which you do have bars too at some of the stores, or maybe just one.
No, we have two.
Okay,
So our Clarkin Division and our Kinsey and Des Plaines.
Okay.
We have the bars, and they're great. And we also do, they're large enough as well too that we can have little events in the bar area as well too, which we've seen before.
And you've seen grocery evolve in your time that you've been there, and on the community outreach side, and also kind of in the store experience side too. Is it kind of it's been an interesting 5 years in this industry with need for community outreach and the changes in the way people shop. So has it been a pretty dynamic time for you to kind of be here in this role too, Mary Frances?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, you know what? It has changed absolutely, pre-pandemic to where we are now. It has absolutely changed, and it's certainly changed for the better. And we continue to grow, and we continue to offer our customers what they're looking for.
And okay, finally, we asked this of every guest. So I always wanted to find out what are some items that are in your shopping cart, and maybe it's different from time to time, or maybe you have some staples or.
Well, we have our staples, of course. We have, our salmon, our chicken, our pork, and we're always going to get that stuff too. But, the guacamole and chips, I cannot not resist that. The Jewel-Osco fried chicken. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I know that stuff. The bakery, the cake, and that's like, on a Friday afternoon when I'm like, do I really need this bag of potato chips? Okay,
Yeah.
It's a Friday, of course I can. So those types of things always in my cart. Yes, my
There's
husband and I love that stuff.
The fried chicken, my kids' school was across the street from a different Jewel from where I grew up from, but that was across the street from your school. I swear, Mary Frances, I'd be driving by and I would smell it, and I would like, oh, I guess we're having this for dinner. Because
that's exactly what happens with us as well too. I'm like, honey, what are we having for dinner? He's like, how about that fried chicken? I'm like, done and done. So it's delicious. So but you go and we go into our stores, and I'm like, I see so much. I'm like, oh my God, we got to get this at one point. We have to get this at one point. So that's kind of some of the things we have in our cart.
And the bakery, I don't know what's in your frosting.
Fantastic.
What's in your frosting that's that buttercream?
I know. And there's so much, the great selections, and especially around the holidays. And, we've got St. Patrick's Day that's coming up. Oh my gosh, all this stuff, the green's going to be out there. And, in March, we celebrate Women's History Month there. So there'll be a lot of purple items as well too, and we celebrate for October for cancer. We've got pink donuts out there. So it's really great.
It's an exciting time for sure. And when people refer to, I don't know if it's just a colloquialism in Chicago, that they still call it the jewels, right?
And we celebrate the jewels.
The jewels.
It's Jewel-Osco, but we celebrate the jewels.
Yeah, you can't help it, even if it's Jewel-Osco, but it'll for some people it'll always be the jewels.
Exactly.
There it goes. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate it.
For having me. This has been such a treat.
It's such a treat, especially to have a Hall of Famer on here. And that was just so exciting to be able to share that award with you down in Orlando last year. So we always have a good representation from Jewel-Osco in our award program.
And I hope you will again this year. I suspect we will.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for listening. If you have an idea for a TWIG podcast, we want to hear from you. So feel free to email me at lptrack@ensembleiq.com. Thanks so much for tuning in.